The second thing about managing time, and it goes on to, nobody said it, but I know it's a big issue, is work-life balance. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Closely related to the concept of time. And there's a video that John Maxwell talks about, and he calls it 1,000 marbles. And he tells a powerful story of if you had one marble for each weekend that you have, each Saturday in your life, you would find that many people in their 40s and 50s perhaps have only 1,000 marbles left. Think about all the marbles you have expended in your life up to this moment, and ask yourself, Fumi and everybody around here, that if you had to live up to 75 years, how many marbles would you have left? If you think about each of those weekends as a marble, and you ask yourself, what do you do with each weekend? I have watched people all through my career, and all of us know this, who complain a lot. Oh, I don't have time for myself. I don't have time for my family. I hardly see my children, and so on and so forth. Let me tell you, the continuous complaint is not going to help you to see your children. My advice, just do it. You see, on the subject of work-life balance, I take a very interesting view, and here it is. Most workers, here it is, we have one work, one job, employment in our organization. You know what the problem is? When it comes to life, we have multiplicity of lives. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. It is difficult to strike the work-life balance when your life is complicated. It's complicated by too many commitments. Family, church, mosque, social, friends. You think about the amount of time that some of us spend, for example, on watching a particular TV program at 11 p.m. that deprives us of sleep. Am I not correct? Then you say you don't have work-life balance. If you think about the onerous responsibilities that we heap on ourselves, multiple responsibilities in our church, in our mosque communities, and so on, can we really cope with all of that? We need to learn to focus, to compartmentalize, because you can't do all of these things. We want to travel for everybody's wedding. We want to attend everybody's social function. We want to be involved in this and involved in that. When I ask people sincerely, draw the map of your work and your life. Typically, on the work side, there's one activity, employment at organization. On the life side, the paper, they ask you for extra sheets. So here's my take. Number one, focus, reorganize on the life side. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do your church or your work, mosque, or your other faith-related activity. Streamline it. You know, we go to church on Sunday, I'm a Christian, and sometimes you hear the preacher speak and you say, oh, I need to join this society. I need to do this. And you can't do everything. If there is one commitment you can make to your faith organization, make one simple commitment and see it through. Rather than saying that you want to do 5 different things. I always tell people, by the time you have an employee, a colleague, who wants to do 5 things in church or in the mosque throughout the week, you should be helping that person and releasing the person to the destiny of becoming an alpha or becoming a pastor. Let that become your full-time work. Am I making some sense? Compartmentalize. And then finally, you know what? When it comes to work-life balance, just do it. Decide what you want to do and do it. Find the time for it. You know how I know this? Because we find the time for all sorts of nonsense. We find the time for all sorts of things that are not very important or strategic to our lives. Cut off some things. I mean, on a personal note, I vowed about this time last year to reduce the amount of television I watched. You know, I used to watch so much TV, ladies and gentlemen, that when I wake up in the morning, the first thing that is on is the TV. And when I sleep at night, I typically sleep with the TV on. I was so bad that if the TV wasn't on, I would almost have a fever, to be as if I have malaria. I'll be shaking. But ladies and gentlemen, I have considerably, in fact, I trip for myself that I travel sometimes to come to train. I don't even watch TV. Guess what? Find the time. You say you don't find enough time with your husband. Can you find that one activity that you and your husband can do just once in a week? And when you do that activity, you don't have to worry about all the other days that you don't see your husband. You guys look forward to that activity with relish. The same thing with your children. I don't spend enough time with my children. Ladies and gentlemen, find, yes, by the time you close work, you get to the house, your kids have slept. By the time you get into your car at 5 a.m. in the morning, they are still asleep. So guess what? Find the time on a Saturday morning and say, these 2 hours is family time. And in these 2 hours, myself and my family will religiously, almost out of ritual, do specific things. Find the time and do it. Think about what I've said. Manage your energy, not your time. Just do what you have to do. Compartmentalize, focus, and take control of your lives. Am I making some sense?